Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. My name is Naila Farah and my student number 2161211019. I'm from the English Education Department Class 3A, and here I want to tell about Learn English for Kids, pros and cons. Some people argue that children absorb language lessons more easily when compared to older people. However, there are also those who say that learning a second language can be done at any time and at any age. The important thing is not to hesitate in practicing the language outside the mother tongue being studied. The more often you practice, the better the results. However, as we can see in general, more and more people have established foreign language courses, especially English for children. Moreover, because English subjects are now also one of the subjects at the elementary school level, there is even a kindergarten level that teaches English subject. This has caused many parents to send their children to English courses solely with the aim of boosting their child's report cards. And the next, pros and cons of learning English. There are two opinions among researchers. There are pros and there are cons. The critical period of the ideal learning period for children is actually still a hypothesis which states that in the course of their life, humans have biological schedules that affect their activities. According to experts, this critical period is related to the process of division between the right brain and the left brain. And the next, pros learn English early. Uh, the first, a number of linguists agree with the opinion that the younger the child, the faster he will absorb foreign language lessons. They say that the difficulty level for children to absorb foreign language lessons is much lower than for adults. The second, a neurologist named Eric said that before puberty, the thinking power of a child's brain is more flexible, so it will be easier for him to learn a foreign language. On the other hand, for the post-pubertal age, the results are not as good as the pre-pubertal age. And the third, even the head of the applied English linguistic program at Unika Atmajaya, Dr. Bambang Kaswanti Purwo, said that the age of 6 to 12 years is a golden period to learn a new foreign language other than the mother tongue, because at that time the child's brain was still in flexible and plastic condition. As a result, the process of absorbing a new language becomes smoother. And the fourth, even sometimes it is enough to live in an area where the population speaks another language than the child's mother tongue. He will still usually master the new language, the term self-exposure or self-exposure. And the fifth, the researchers argues that if a child before the age of 15 is given self-exploration to a language other than his mother tongue, then he will easily be able to master the accent of the foreign language, even to the point that it is similar to the accent of the owner of the original language. While in adults, this will be more difficult to do. And the last, the result of the study of a linguist named Fatman provide that from the result of research on 200 children aged 6 to 15 in the United States who study English as a second language at their school. It is evident that children aged 6 to 10 years have more mastery of sound grammar or phonology compared with children aged 11 to 15 years. And the next, cons of learning English early. If we observe, since elementary school, even when they are still in kindergarten, students have been given the burden of language lessons. The first, of course, is Indonesian, and the second is the regional language. In general, these two languages are used as the language of instructions when studying at school. The burden of learning this language will increase if English subjects are also included in it. This is considered a psychological burden for children because, according to the opinion of contra experts, children must master more than two different languages at the same time. It is even feared that it can slow down the process of absorption of the child's brain towards foreign language lessons. As a result, it is feared that children will be lazy to learn foreign language or even experience setbacks in the learning process. Or even worse, it will damage the language system that has been previously mastered. Indeed, along with the times, we need children or generations who are skilled in English. However, it does not mean that children should be forced to learn English just because of a demand without paying attention to the situation and conditions. Because even though children's brains are flexible, they will still not be able to be burdened by more than two things at the same time. So the timing must be right because if the child brain work is forced to only one area, namely only learning foreign language, then the child's brain function will be hampered to learn other things that are also important. The first, parental policy. Now we know that there is no definite formula about when children should learn a foreign language such as English, for example, because the experts still do not agree on this. Therefore, it is expected that parents will be wise in making decisions about when is the right time for their children to learn English, because it is parents who know best their children's abilities. People, if they will always know how and make choice, maybe this article will be useful as reference material in determining how best to teach foreign language to children. The second, learn English as early as possible. Learning English goes hand in hand with learning your mother tongue. Will it be confusing? Is it too heavy? Children have extraordinary brains with extraordinary memory capacities. It must be very funny to see a child who is able to sort out when, where, with whom to speak English or speak smooth Javanese or ngoko or rogue Javanese or speak in Indonesians. As Agus Salim, a national hero who speaks at least five world languages, said, "Children are like their parents. The mother leads, the child builds. The point is that if the parents speak English, the child speak English. If the parents speak Mandarin, the children speak Mandarin." The third communication tool language is a communication tool. If you want to be proficient in a certain language, use it in communication. No need for courses, no need to buy books as long as they are used continuously. Then the language will become a part of life and it won't be hard to pronounce the vocabulary and don't have to think much about grammar. So, children who have been exposed to many languages as early as possible will not feel that language is something of burden. For the child, the language he uses is the language of everyday communication. By looking at the style of this parent using language, the child will understand when he should use what language. Many do not agree to teach children a foreign language, especially English, along with learning their mother tongue. However, from empirical data and also evidence from several studies with qualitative methods, children will not be confused by the many languages they use. And the next, lack facilities. Although in schools there has been an English language program since the first grade for international standard schools and grade 3 or 4 for national standard schools. According to the experience of some teachers, it is better for children to learn English in the real sense of learning, especially to write and read. Sorry. When children have can write and read in their mother tongue, for speaking, children can be exposed as early as possible. And the next, English is easy. The abundance of cheap English books, English films, people who are increasingly understanding English have made teaching English easier than teaching other language. And then beginning level or beginner. At this early level, children are only exposed to simple vocabularies such as numbers, fruit names, food names, and so on. Command words or question words used by teachers are still very simple and sometimes do not use complete sentences. And then intermediate level. At this level, children are taught simple concepts in English. For example, the concept of past tense and present tense. However, the teaching still use a simple method and is directly used in the context of the conversation. And next, advanced level. At this level, as children get older, they have more experience and are psychologically ready to learn more complex concepts. So, at this level, teaching grammar is more in depth by using terms that require more understanding and study. Okay, maybe that's all I can tell about Learn English for Kids, pros and cons. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.